So, Cameron, do you consider yourself an artist?
I think that is up to um, that's up to really everybody but me. If you consider the things that I create art, then sure. If you don't, then maybe not.
Well, just so everybody knows, I'm sure they can tell from the instruments and things, but what is your art form? What do you do?
Uh, I do music. I do a lot of it. I play in ensembles. I record my own stuff. Um, I just kind of noodle around in my free time. A lot of music.
How long have you been doing music, Cameron?
Um, I feel like that question has a couple of answers. I started. Well, my parents will tell you it was from basically when I was born because I would always sing and do stuff. Um, I like sing or like pat along to the beat of a song or whatever when I was very young, but I didn't start like playing an instrument until like fifth grade, I think. I picked up the trumpet, and it wasn't even really because I was super excited about trumpet. I was like, trumpet or sax, whatever. And the band director there was like, "Hey, we have a trumpet," and so he gave me a trumpet, and then I started playing trumpet. Um, but really, I joined band in fifth grade because it was a cool way to miss class, not because I was excited about music. I really started enjoying music and deciding that I wanted to do it professionally about halfway through high school. I don't know, something about it just really clicked with me, and I decided that that's where I wanted to take my career. But yeah, I've been playing since fifth grade.
Now, Cameron, what is your procedure after you've recorded something? What do you do?
After I've recorded something, I export it to Google Drive, and then I download it onto my phone, and I listen to it a bajillion times until I hate it, and then I can go and make improvements to make it even better.
Okay, can you show us on your computer just what you do?
Um, I have software. My computer's kind of slow, so I don't know how long it'll take to boot up. It just doesn't feel like behaving today.
Now, computers can be like that.
I can. Especially Windows ones that are old and cheap.
What's your next computer going to be, Cameron?
I'm hoping to build my own.
Take us through your instruments. What instruments do you use, or what do you play, I should say?
Well, as I said before, I started off on trumpet. That's the third to the right over there. And then I picked up trombone. Those are two trombones. One is just a regular tenor trombone, and the other has an attachment that allows you to hit lower notes. And then all the way to the right, beside the guitar, is what's called a soprano trombone, which is a trombone that is about half the size, and it is the same pitch as a trumpet, but you use a slide to change notes instead of valves that you press with your fingers. And then so those are my brass instruments, and then over there is an acoustic guitar, and then an electric guitar that I don't play very often, and then an electric guitar over here that I do play quite often. This amp was a gift, but it doesn't really sound as good, and I don't really have the proper setup to like mic it up, so I just use a amp simulator on my audio software, and it sounds a lot better because I can plug my guitar straight into my computer, so it's very convenient that way.
Cameron, what drives you, or what inspires you, I should say?
I don't know. I guess it's all intrinsic. I just like making music, so I make music. It's really as simple as that.
Now, Cameron, you mentioned you got into this at an early age, and nothing in school interested you but music. You're in college now, correct?
Yes.
And what is your major?
Music.
And where do you see yourself in 5 years?
That depends on how the chips fall, because right now my major is just music, but as you get into the higher levels of college, like university, you specialize. So you either go into music education, music composition, or music performance. So I could either be a teacher, a composer, or a performer. Or if I'm still kind of starting off my career, I'll probably be some combination of the three, like doing lessons on the side and performing at gigs in town and writing my own stuff just to get a financial footing before I can really commit to a job.
Given the choice, what field of music would you be in?
I don't know. I still haven't decided that yet. I love creating. Like, I love the composition part of it, and I love performing. I love being on stage and playing music for people, and I think teaching could also be fun. And it's also probably the most viable financially to be a teacher at a school somewhere. So I think I would do well in any of the three, and I haven't really leaned in any particular direction yet.
Where are you at with your music right now?
It's a very open question. Right now I am studying classical trombone at Bakersfield College, and on the side I'm recording and producing my own music just because I think it's fun. I guess that's where I'm at right now.
Now, Cameron, you have a YouTube page, correct?
Yes, I do.
And what's your latest release on the YouTube page?
Just a little music video for my single that I put out a couple months ago.
And what music video is that? Can you tell us about that?
It's a music video for my song Blame Game, which I shot using the camera on this video magnifier over here, which can be pointed up. So I was able to use that to record, and I was able to use this webcam up here from my computer to record other shots. And I edited it on my phone because my computer does not work with video editors. And yeah, it's just something I threw together for fun because I was bored because we're all stuck at home.
Now, you mentioned earlier about building your own computer. So you have computer expertise as well, correct?
I don't know if I would say expertise, but I have been a technology enthusiast for a very long time. I follow up on a lot of science and technology kind of things. And I think I know enough to build a computer, but I'm nowhere near an expert. The only computers I've ever used have been like one that someone built for me out of like spare parts that were already like 5 years old when I got the computer, or like a cheap laptop. So I've never been very high performance, but I've always been into gaming, and I want to be able to play more demanding games on my computer. So I thought it'd be a good idea to build my own computer that is up to the spec that I like, because in this market, building a computer piecemeal is a lot cheaper for the same performance than getting a pre-built one from some company.
Now, Cameron, you said your current video on YouTube right now is the Blame Game. Do you have any plans for future videos?
I don't know about music videos. I do plan, when I finish the album I'm working on uploading like audio videos to YouTube of all of them, just so that it's in another place that can be accessed by a lot of people that might want to see it.
Awesome.
Don't know if it's worth the effort of shooting another music video. I don't know if I want to do that again.
Yeah. You said you'd mentioned that you'd struggled with making that video. I thought the video was really good, and I couldn't tell that you had struggled, but those are usually the best videos. Tell us about that struggle, what you had to do to make that video.
Well, I mean, I suppose it wasn't a whole lot. What I did was I had the song playing on my computer with a click track to make sure that I was in time, that I could start in time with the song. And I recorded several angles of me either singing along to it or playing my guitar along. So it was basically just either lip syncing with my arms. I recorded several angles of that, me playing different guitar parts and the bass part and stuff. And then I just loaded them all into a video editor that I have on my phone, and I cut the clips so that it would go between the different clips as the video went on, so that you always had something new to watch every couple seconds.
Now, was editing on the phone easier, or was that a lot harder?
It was very tedious because sometimes there are adjustments that you want to make that are only like a tenth of a second, but you know you fat fingers can't really make that kind of tiny of an adjustment, so you kind of sit there overshooting and then undershooting adjustment for like 5 minutes, and it gets very frustrating.
Cameron, take us through your recording process. How do you go about that?
Well, loaded up here is the software that I use, and this program is called a Digital Audio Workstation, or a DAW for short. There are many like it, but this is the one that I use. It's called Samplitude Music Studio. It is feeling very unresponsive today, but I think we'll be able to get the job done. So usually what I do is I'll plug in my guitar. I have a cable right here. I will plug it in to a little device here, which converts the analog signal from my guitar to a digital signal that the computer can interpret. And then I load a plugin that basically simulates a guitar amp, because the one on here sounds much better than this little one down here. And I have a custom preset that I made because I found a tone that I quite like. And now all that's left is to start recording. So now my guitar is live now, and I can just play whatever I feel like. It's not very well in tune right now, I haven't played it. And usually when I find something I like, I'll set a metronome and I'll record it. And then I'll just build on it. I'll usually record a second guitar track, and then I'll pan them left and right to make it sound bigger and take up more space. And then I'll record the bass part, and I'll program the drums, and I'll have at least the instrumental of a song ready. But you know, that happens whenever I have an idea. And a lot of times my work now is just going back and making tweaks on work that I've already done and trying to make it sound as good as I can.
Awesome. And are there other instruments that you use in conjunction with the computer like that, or is it just the electric guitar?
It's usually just the guitar, but sometimes I've made short little things. I have a keyboard over here which doesn't make any sound by itself, but when you plug it into a computer and load a virtual instrument, you can control that virtual instrument by playing the keyboard. So sometimes you can just make that just a piano, or it can be a synth, or it could be like a virtual guitar if you don't feel like playing the real one, or it can be, you can control drums with it with the little drum pads on the left. And other times I use this microphone that's right here to record my brass instruments. Sometimes I'll just record them as they are because I want a nice brassy sound, but sometimes I can put a bunch of effects on them that make them sound like weird, cool, like synth leads and stuff, and it's kind of fun to mess around with stuff like that.
What instrument, if you could play any other instrument, what would it be? I'd
love to be able to play the piano, like actually like be good at piano, because right now I can play basic chords and a basic melody, but like I think it'd be really good to be, or it'd be really cool to be like proficient at the piano, I guess, because that seems like a really fun instrument to play.
Now your mom and dad have a piano, correct?
They do, but it is grossly out of tune, and we haven't had anyone over to tune it, so that's basically useless.
No, I'm a little ignorant when it comes to instruments.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference between your electric keyboard over here and the piano?
The piano is an acoustic instrument, so when you hit a key, a little hammer comes down inside of the piano and it hits a string. So it's kind of just like a big guitar, in that sense. So it's an acoustic instrument. All the sound comes from a physical mechanism happening inside of the instrument. Just like on a guitar, this is an electric guitar, but it does make acoustic sound. When you pluck a string, it makes a note. Electric guitars can be played acoustically. This is purely a digital machine. You press a key, it doesn't make any sound. The sound that this makes comes out of the computer. So what I would have to do in order for this to make sound is I would have to load up, say, a synthesizer instrument, and I would have to connect this to this software, and then when I played a note, it would trigger that same note in the synthesizer. So this is what's called a MIDI controller. So that's exactly what it does. It controls the input of an instrument on this software.
Well, Cameron, this has all been really great. Thank you for talking to me. This is really neat here. I've listened to your YouTube page. It's very good. Now, I also want to mention, too, that you've also been featured on Spotify for your song, The Blame Game. Is that correct?
I don't know about featured. My music is on Spotify because I put it there. It doesn't have too many streams, but it's there.
But they can go to Spotify and type in your name, or
yeah.
Where can they go?
You can go anywhere. You can go on any of the music streaming services if you stream, or if you just like to buy them. You can look on there too. It's on Google Play. It's on iTunes. It's on Amazon. It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube Music. All the big players. It's there.
You have a YouTube page as well, as we discussed. What is that YouTube page exactly?
Well, it's just my name. And if you search my name and go to that page, you'll find the audio for Blame Game, and you'll find the video that I uploaded more recently, and you will find some older electronic music that I used to do. It doesn't sound very good, but you can listen to it if you want.
What do you think is your best work, at least concerning the YouTube page?
Probably Blame Game. It's got the best production. It's the most recent thing I've published, so it better have the best production. It's more compositionally complicated, I think, and it has lyrics that I wrote and I sang on it, which I'm kind of insecure about my voice, but I did do that, so I guess it's a step up from everything I've done before, and I'm proud of it.
Cameron, that's awesome. Again, thank you for doing this, and thank you for letting us film today.